it through. There are so many things to say, I don't know where to start. I'm Dr. Dokup. I'm an ENT surgeon by profession. And I spent the last 20 years in the Highlands doing ENT work, ethnic surgery, and travel right across the Highlands and all that. But I've been invited to come to this when I joined the Chihuahua PHA last month. Tonight I'd like to introduce the chairman of the Cebu Provincial Health Authority, the CEO and the SCM team, also Mingendi, Catholic Church Services Administration, sister and your team, very hardworking people. I spent 1.5 years working with you from 2017 to 18. It was wonderful. All the others, invited guests who are here, special mention to Kaya Works, our Genawoga, Sebugawoga icon and Cebu most prominent icon. Kaya Works, thank you. They always support. All the other administrators and friends who are here, very good evening to all of you, and thank you for making your time available and come to this worthy cause. Mingendi Rural Health Center, as we all used to know now, has delivered so many children during the time when it started off, and now some of us are grandfathers now. It has done wonderful work, and over the years that we have now seen the history read out by Father Michael, it has developed into something what it is now. In my personal opinion, long time ago it should have been declared a district hospital. But thank you very much to the support from Cebu Provincial Health Authority, Chairman and your team, and Catholic Church Health Services, the Cebu Provincial Government, Kirawagi DDA, Kaya Works, and all the other partners who have now recognized Mingendi Rural Hospital as one of the iconic institutions in this country who has served Cebu diligently. When I was working with them in 2017 to I think all of 18, before I left to become the hospital manager in Goroga Base Hospital, in Mingendi during that time, I experienced and saw a lot of things that happen in Mingendi as it is happening in other church-run hospitals and health centers in the country. Coming from a government employment kind of setting, when I went into Mingendi, I saw the commitment by the staff. The commitment of the staff. Totally different from what I experienced in the government sector. Now, people blind book government people must think good. When I was in there were a lot of things that we needed to say about, but I just can't put my finger on any one of them. But one of the striking picture of Mingendi that I saw was that when we were scheduled to do the rural patrols, I asked the staff, how are we going there? And that morning they already packed their little bags, sleeping bags, mosquito nets. They packed them onto the car park and wait for Marang to come and pick them up in the truck to take them across the Wagi to cook them out and along that way. And I asked them, how are we going to do it? And they walk from right across the range up to Neregaima and across to Gumini. In the government setting, we used to wait for the allowance to come first. When the allowance comes first, we start to patrol. We start to go out and do whatever programs we're supposed to do. In Mingendi and other faith-based organizations, they don't wait for that. And that was one of the things that cost me, and I was so, surprised to find that they can do that. They didn't have any worry about that. I asked one of the officers why you want to go there, and we didn't have the support of the finances and all that. He told me, when we go to the first place, they look after you. They cook for you, the villagers bring all the stuff that you need. And you just sleep, wake up and go and see the patients and move on to the next place. And that was Mingendi, they taught me a lot of things there. One thing they taught me out there was that there was no favoritism to anyone who went to seek services there. Whether they're from another denomination, whether they're from another tribe, another province, the staff there used to open their arms for anyone who come there. And there were some sad stories that I had to tell you now today, and I'd like to say now is that it was an experience where there was a young man from Medang who came all the way from Kakan, and he brought his sister who had HIV, full-blown HIV. And she was sick, so sick that they just brought the back seat of the bus. So the second bus brought the patient across, came over to Mingendi because that was the only name that was told to the young man. If you want the sister to be saved, you carry him to Mingendi Hospital, Lusimu. So he sold his 2 bags of wine to the bus driver. He had no money. So he 2 bags of wine to the bus driver as a bus fare, and he took his sister to Mingendi. They arrived at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they were received by the staff who worked at night time and brought into the ward and left in our observation room. I woke up early morning to go and do the ward rounds. After the ward rounds with the pediatric and the medical main ward, I was told that there was a patient in the isolation room. So I went in there to check on the patient. And the room was very, very smelly. And I was thinking, what is going on there? So when I was checking there in the bed, there was this patient who was lying there. All soggy. There was scabies and fungal infections on the skin. The whole cavity was full of pus. Very weak. The only thing was that there was a small IV line set up on this patient by the sister who worked at that time in the night. So we had to start to do all the necessary care. And she had pneumonia, she had diarrhea, she had fungal infection of the skin, she had scabies, oral thrush, all the names, you name it, you know. So we had to work on it slowly. The sisters, to pray to them. They wash her 3 times a day, put her in a special bath. We had Indian and Indonesian sisters. At the time they put this small kind of herbs into the bathtub and they wash her every day. They brush their teeth, they brush their mouth, they wash them. Like a little baby, they wash them. I was watching, I was within there to see that big medication. We didn't study on HIV treatment, we didn't study on TV. We wanted to get the nourishment up and running. We fed it by nose, by gastric tube, and eventually the patient slowly picked up. Over a month, she was sitting up. Within the next month, she was able to walk with a walking stick. The brother was so excited. He thought he lost his sitter. When the blood test results came back, we were able to tell her that she had it, and then, of course, Mingendi also had the medications there, so we started her on those treatments. And after a month or so, she picked up, and the nourishment was right, and they were ready to go back home. This is a patient that was given up by everybody. Nobody had any hope in it. They gave up everything, given up. Just the fate of a brother brought them across the canoe to Medang, onto a bus, ended up in Mingendi. She's now alive and well, on treatment, of course. This is what Mingendi does. This is what the staff of Mingendi does. So iba lidas ko semua kawawa iba lang stable ay tingom ko na ikatom lagut lang si tuloy. No nes na dato ba ko lang kami lugar mo ko. So that was one of the things that we did. Now with the history of Mingendi, one thing that was not mentioned by Father was that Mingendi Hospital with Sister Tarsisha started off the PPTCT program. You know this, you have to give the medicine to the mother, positive mother, so that they deliver HIV negative babies. When I was the director in Western Islands PHA and in the Matakan Hospital, Mingendi started off that. They gave a very good report. Someone even no starting yet. You got to party no starting yet. HIV counseling no starting yet. Mingendi started. Yeah. Now this program is going, nationwide, and we're saving a lot of babies now. And Mingendi started more. You got name of this land. Planning to put a story on Kaulu Mingendi. You don't have to talk too much, but I spent my 1.5 years with them. It was very, very fruitful. And I'd like to thank them because these people have saved everyone. And people of Sevawoga, Kena, Narku, all over who have now been benefiting this hospital. I'm so happy. I congratulate you for this prestigious, elevation to become another Cebu's icon, and also the next district hospital. I'm sure you'll improve your operating theaters. You have the anesthetic team there. You have a couple of doctors there, and then go to a fully fledged with X-rays and scans and all this. And with a very, very efficient hospital like